Hey neighbor, yesterday we just got hammered. I mean, absolutely hammered on a shipment of seeds we had come from overseas. Well, I'm not the type of person that keeps with a lot of political stuff. I don't watch the news. I try to live my life out in the garden and enjoy myself. And I don't keep up with current events like I ought to. I give you that. But I probably should have kept up with them more than I have, because I come into the office yesterday morning and they said, we got some bad news for you. We brought a shipment of seeds in from the Netherlands, which we do a lot. We have 2 or 3 companies over there we buy a lot of seeds from. If you did not know this, the Netherlands produce a lot of our vegetable seeds. I was over there a couple of years ago. Good place to visit, good folks, and we do business with a lot of them. We had a shipment of seeds come in. The value, I think, was $233 worth of seeds, okay? That's how much we paid for the seeds. When we got them here, we had to pay a 125% tariff, and the total cost of the tariffs and the duties to bring it in was $72.24. Did you hear me right? We paid $7,224 of tariffs and fees off of $4,200 worth of seeds. Over 100%. Is this sustainable? What's this going to do to our food supply? Well, you know, this is not a big deal until it hits you. Well, it is hit us, and that's a big deal to us. We didn't plan on these tariffs being like they are. We're trying to figure out some direction of what to do. Can we raise our prices to take care of that 125, 30% increase? No. Our competitors are selling theirs at the same price we've always sold them for. We're probably going to have to end up eating that $7,000, and it's not going to be an easy meal to swallow, but it's probably something we're going to have to do. Now, this is not meant to be political. I don't want your political opinion, and I'm pretty sure you don't want mine. We're just talking about facts today. Facts of how the tariffs are going to impact the gardening and the farming industry, because, neighbor, it is going to have a huge impact on our cost. Now, here's the fact of the matter. Most of your hybrid seeds and most of your small seeds are grown overseas. Now, some of our big seeds, like our corn and our beans and things like that, we produce here in the United States, but most of these small seeds, whether they are OP or whether they are hybrids, not, are produced overseas because the labor is so much cheaper. Don't blame me for this, that's just the way it is. I've seen seed companies on the internet say, you know what, we get all our seeds from these 40 farmers close by. I don't know if they're lying or if they just misinformed, but that is not the case. Some of these people that's made these statements on YouTube, I've seen orders come through our company where they ordered seed from us. And I know for a fact they was not grown by a local farmer. Most of these seeds, suppliers, is a worldwide thing. It's just the way it is. It's evolved over a period of time. It is it. We live with that. So that's the situation we're in. Now, I did some research after I got hit with this yesterday, because it was all of a sudden, it was mine, and I need to pay attention at this point. China is 125% tariffs at this point. Well, you say, I brought these seeds in, we purchased these seeds in the Netherlands. Well, the Netherlands have a little bit of a tariff, but not much. I couldn't even find where it was even mentioned. But the origin of these seeds evidently was from China. Now, this shipment of seeds I'm telling you about was mostly herbs and mostly microgreens. And some was kind of unique varieties and maybe some things you hadn't heard of before, but it is seeds that we eat, seeds that we grow for herbs and things like that. So we bring them in from over there, but actually what has happened is the tariffs come from the country of origin. We haven't got the shipment in, and I'm just assuming most of these seeds have a country of origin of China on them, and therefore that's the way it's traced back for the tariffs put on there. Because I got to thinking, well, you know what? If that's the case, we could just move to a different country and ship in here. Take example, Israel. We buy some seeds from Israel, and they don't have like a 17% tariff. So we could have, if it wasn't a country of origin thing, and we wanted to get things out of China, we could simply move it to Israel, and Israel ship it here, and that'd take care of it. That's not the case. It works off country of origin, and all these seed packs have to have the country of origin where they're grown at. I got this in, I was working on it yesterday trying to figure it all out, and I said, well, I got to call one of our suppliers. So I called one of the biggest seed suppliers in the world that I have a relationship with, that we buy seeds from. And I says, what are y'all doing about these new tariffs? Because it's going to really hit you guys hard. And this is what they're doing. And I think this is what most of the big corporations are doing. They said, we're doing business as usual. We're not changing anything, because they're under the assumption that these tariffs is going to be a short-term thing, and it's going to be relieved over a period of time, and business will go back to as usual. Now, this is millions of dollars that these companies are dealing with, and they're tracking it. They have teams that track this every day, and that's the stance they're taking. It's a gamble. We all know that. We don't know what's going to happen with the tariffs. What I can know and can tell you is I got hit with a $7,000 tariff yesterday. That we do know. So it's a little bit of gamble taking that action, taking that mindset, but I think that's where most people are at, is letting things stay like they are, and we'll adjust to it accordingly, but probably it's not going to last. That's the best scenario, but what if it does last? What if it lasts throughout the end of the year? Then we're going to be faced with some situations that we're probably not prepared for. Now, when we think about this right here, I said small seeds, hybrid seeds. A lot of these seeds are brought in from different countries. A lot of these seeds are grown in, and I'm sure I'm going to miss a country or two here: Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, of course, China, Poland, South America, Peru, Brazil. A lot of these countries produce a lot of our seeds. You know the old Bella Rosa tomato that we used to sell so much of, and we still sell a lot of it. It's an all-time favorite of ours, grown in China. Yep, grown in China. Now, our number one selling tomato and our number one selling seed for here at Hoss is the Hossinator tomato. It is grown in Brazil. So we're not looking at much of a problem there. Brazil's got a little bit of tariff on there, but we can work that out. If it's 10, 20, 25%, that's something that we can do a little small price increase on, maybe stomach a little bit of it and get by. But folks, this 125% is not going to be that way. So let's take the scenario that the tariffs stay on. We get in this trade war thing or whatever, and it stays on there. What are we looking at by the end of the year? Well, we're looking at dramatically increases in a lot of seeds and probably some shortages, because I dare to say a lot of people, including us, will drop these varieties that we're getting out of China, because you just can't stand that much price increase. We will sell out of inventory, they won't be available, and we'll move to another variety. Now, the fact of the matter is, you're not going to starve to death if we don't have Tatso microgreen seed. A lot of these weird seeds that come from over there that people grow for microgreens, or some of these herbs and everything, it's lovely to grow and lovely to have. We're not going to starve to death if we can't get them. But it is going to increase the price on a lot of these seeds, and it is going to increase demand on particular seeds if we get people switching from those varieties that they're used to. And folks, I'm going to tell you this, it's going to affect a lot more of these seeds than you think it is, because most of you don't realize how much is grown over there in China and these other areas. Now, I'm going to put up a link here of a website I found yesterday, and if you're interested in it, go check this out. It shows you the amount of reciprocal tariffs on each individual company, and kind of pending where it is now, because this thing changes day to day. But it's kind of interesting if you want to go look at it. I wouldn't have looked at it before yesterday because it didn't affect me, but it affected me out of the blue, and it may affect you out of the blue too. I seen an article in the Wall Street Journal yesterday where they did some kind of little report here, and they figured out what they thought increase it was going to be on the average household. Now, I'm talking about the average person. I'm not talking about the person that grows a big garden like we do and grows a lot of our own food. Just the average couple that lives in this suburban area. They estimated it was going to be somewhere around $2,000 a year increased cost of living from the tariffs that's on now. I think it's probably going to be more than that if these tariffs are going to stay on now. I think it's going to be some shortages on some things there. Will we be able to overcome this and move forward? Yeah, I think so. I think we're all going to be looking at some challenges as we do that. On the flip side, the garden's growing good. I mean, it's popping along. I got squash. I got everything going on. We grow our own food. We still got cost involved. You're still going to have cost increases involved, and you may have to change some of the varieties that you've grown in the past that you've come to love to another varieties. If these tariffs stay out there, we will adjust, we will make do. You and I are going to be better off because we grow our own groceries and we can adjust better than that couple that lives in the suburban area that depends on the grocery store. We're going to see some dramatic increases at the grocery store if these tariffs stay on, because just about all our farmers are growing these hybrid seeds that come from overseas. And we got raw inputs such as fertilizers there also that's going to be a big increase. So we're probably looking at some uncertainty going into the end of this year, but if you're growing your own food, pretty much like we're doing, I think you're going to be in a better place.